This is the 217 Recovery Podcast with Corey Winfield.
I don't know. Why would they sit there and watch us talk into microphones and look at each other and look at your faces that you give me sometimes?
And co-host Marnie Winfield.
In situations like that, if you take the time to weigh the pros and cons of your involvement in something, I think this is across the board with a lot of things in life. You know, does it make sense for me in my world?
It is the 23rd of April, 2022. My name is Corey Winfield.
My name is Marnie Winfield.
This is the 217 Recovery Podcast. And we didn't do one Thursday. Well, you haven't done. Welcome back, Marnie.
Thanks.
Welcome. I already had your letter of resignation posted on the website. I just thought you were done with the podcast.
He's making that up.
No, welcome back. It's been quite a bit.
Yeah, I was wrapping up the end of my semester for school. So that feels so good, getting that off my plate until summer semester starts. But, you know.
Mm-hmm. Couple weeks, right?
couple weeks.
Yeah, well, good job.
Thanks.
You're really going after things, and the world needs more people like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And Thursday, I was so busy and so tired, I just couldn't do it. I just was exhausted, and yesterday was exhausted as well. So, I don't know. Whatever. Sometimes that happens. But before we get into movie reviews,
okay,
I just kind of wanted to throw out there, and the reason why I'm throwing it out there, I don't mean to sound like I'm always bitching about this, but there was two incidences that happened, and people, especially in Michigan, we have this system, PIHPs, that's prepaid inpatient health plan, and that comes through Medicaid, and you know that's off the top, you know, from taxes, like money from the sin tax, like alcohol and tobacco and weed and gambling and all that stuff is supposed to go in this fund too for all that. But they act like they don't have any money, which is ow. Sorry, I couldn't.
He got real fired up on that.
Yeah, hit the microphone, going onto the laughs track button there. But yeah, it's hilarious. They will deny and tell you that you can't do inpatient. I was supposed to take a guy on Friday, and he was in Mid-State Health Networks, which is probably, them and Swimba are kind of battling it out for which one of them is the shittiest one. They're going neck and neck, man. But they told the guy that he had been sober a week, and of course he had been in jail. But since he had been sober a week, he didn't need to go to inpatient treatment.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's how people die. And his drug of choice is one that people do die often of. And Swimba tried that same shit with me. Fortunately for me, the guy, his name was Pana, he was my therapist and caseworker, manager, whatever, at Riverwood and Benton Harbor. He wouldn't allow that to happen. They tried saying, well, Corey, you've been sober almost a month. You're doing great. Congratulations. You're healed. And Pana said, no. He's like, Corey, you tell them how you did that, you know? And I was like, all right. Well, I was in jail. Then I got out of jail and I was on alcohol tether, and I still didn't trust myself. So I stayed on my mom's couch, and I just got off alcohol tether today. So I'm here now at Riverwood, and I'm sentenced to do whatever they say. So, and they're like, oh, okay, well, we'll approve it. And I reached out to the probation officer. Well, she was supposed to be mine at first, but conflict of interest, it was switched down there. And I reached out to her and I told her about the services that we do. And I also sent her the contract the PIHPs have with the state of Michigan when it comes to transportation and their right to go to treatment wherever they want in the state of Michigan. And they, of course, Swimba, now this is Swimba, they refused and said, nope, that's out of our network. If it's in Michigan, it's in your network, you know, but they try to break up these little rules. And for someone who really doesn't know, like, oh, wait, what? Like, you have to like explain it to them. No, you lying, cheating piece of shit. That is in our network because that's in Michigan. Like, you have to put it to them that way. And then they still will go, well, no, because we don't do that. And then you have to go, yes, you do. But see, what they don't know is I'm taking these emails and forwarding them on to the people that are supposed to be the ones that are the checks and balances people, you know, the ones that are holding them accountable, which now they, to me, seem like they're dropping the ball on all of this because they're just looking around going, well, the PIHPs, they're going to go away in a couple of years. So let's just not. No, people are out there dying. There's reason why there's all these funds being shifted over to the opiate crisis and to people needing treatment. And then it gets shifted over there. And all you hear is, well, we don't do that.
Me across the board, I do not understand. If someone says, I need help with this, why would we not get them help? Like if somebody was like, hey, I have mental health issues, I need counseling or I need therapy, would they be like, no, you don't, because you haven't had a mental breakdown in the last week? Like, that's not how it works. That boggles my mind. It's ridiculous.
And they get away with it, and no more, and this is the type of thing that I'm going to write letters. I'm going to put them every single, I don't care if they're my person, if they're my area's representative or not. I want to put a letter in every person's mailbox when we go to the UFAM rally. This shit has to stop.
Nobody should be turned away for treatment.
This is why the PIHPs have to go, in my opinion. Now, NMRE up in northern Michigan, yeah, there's some things that I'm like, but they're not nearly as bad. Mm-hmm. They understand, like, okay, this person needs to go to treatment, let's give them treatment. They just want their paperwork filled out right. And again, there's nothing's perfect in this world. But at least they're not blatant assholes about their contract that they have with the state of Michigan. Voters should be pissed. People who pay their taxes should be pissed. And especially when they're like, well, all these taxpayers' money, that if you're saying that kind of thing, or someone who is, make them listen to this podcast. Because they're going to be upset that their money is being wasted. Straight up wasted. Not even helping people. And one of the things we do, obviously, is transportation. And you think I started it because, this sounds like fun? No, it's because it was needed. Mm-hmm. You can't send someone to treatment for 28 days, send him a bus ticket and say, good luck. Oh, yeah, you're going to be stopping at a liquor store. Oh, and enjoy your 3-hour layover in Grand Rapids or Lansing or wherever you're going to be. Try not to buy any drugs there. I know if you tell the drug dealer or the guy that comes up and say, hey, you want this? And just say, I just got out of treatment. He's going to give it to you for free. So you don't even need, your money's no good there. They're going to go, here you go. Welcome back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, the treatment center didn't do a good job and this and that. No, it's because you're letting people make horrible choices with your tax dollars. And then guess what? If the person hopefully doesn't die, they go back to treatment where they're treated like shit. Oh, you couldn't get it last time?
Yeah.
No, enough is enough, man. Like, let's stop paying these people hundreds of thousands of dollars and their little top executives all across the state. There's 10 different PIHPs in Michigan, and you can find out more about those. You can find your exact PIHP. Go to our website, 217recovery.com. Under resources, it'll say Michigan PIHPs. Call them up. Numbers are right there. Have them explain to you what the hell. Mm-hmm. Mid-state, SWIMBA, Southwest Michigan, and like the Lansing area. And in mid-state's huge. I'd say it's probably the biggest one, so they get the most funding. And they're telling people, no, they don't have any money, and they don't know they don't do that. No, they don't do this. And then SWIMBA, there's only like one treatment center in their area, in Southwest Michigan. I mean, there's some in Kalamazoo, but none that really take Medicaid.
Right.
Grand Rapids, but that's technically out of SWIMBA's region.
Right.
Like, they tried to tell me that I couldn't go to Pine Rest. And I went there like 8 times. And I was like, yes, I can. I told them, no, I'm going there. Mm-hmm. And then I had to learn how to, and unfortunately, this is the sad part of it. I'm doing air quotes here, play the game and say that, no, I'm going to kill myself. And a lot of times after a relapse, I wanted to die. And I thought about, man, this is horrible and I'm doing it to my family. And it would be easier sometimes if I just drove into a tree. I really did feel like that. So I wasn't 100% lying, but you had to have a plan. You had to say those things in order to get any kind of help to be taken to a place that would help you with your mental health.
Right.
And Pine Rest is one of those. They do a dual diagnosis. So they would, help me with the addiction part and the mental health, and they go right hand in hand. Mm-hmm. I don't think I've met anyone who just had a straight up addiction problem, because it messes with your brain. It changes the chemistry of your brain.
Right.
And how you think, and you're not making normal, awesome decisions, It's facts. But yeah, I mean, again, I don't mean to be harping on it, but it's just something that needs to be said. I'm not afraid to say it. I'm not getting money from any of them. I really don't care. It's not about money for me. It's about doing the damn right thing. And people think that they're doing the right thing, and they think that, oh, well, they work for the state of Michigan. They're doing what's great. No, they're not. And the PIHPs, they kind of worked with the state of Michigan, but where's MDHHS on this? They're the ones I'm passing the info along to, and I don't hear anything back. And I send them another email. All right, what's going on? Mm-hmm. What's up? Like, people just break contracts now and just can do whatever they want with the state's money and taxpayers' money and no accountability?
Right.
What's up with that? Like, maybe that person I'm talking to needs to have a new job. I don't know. Again, McDonald's won't hire anybody. And there's a reason why these people work where they work. Expectations way too high for all of these people. But it's got to stop. And maybe they're just doing what they were trained. Oh, no, just tell them we don't do that, because we don't.
Yeah. Well, we just need to keep making noise about it. That's all we can do. And I know you do.
Come see me in Lansing.
Yep.
They're all invited. Swimba, bring your whole crew. Mid-State Health Network, come on down. Got a seat for you. We'll talk. We'll do live on the podcast. We're doing our show from there. Like an 8-hour live broadcast or 6-7 hours, whatever it's going to be. And you had a great idea with that. So I was like, no, we're just going to run it. We're just going to go straight, hard, wicked hardcore.
Like, what?
You were like, honey, that's not going to make sense. And I was like, what? And then you actually had a plan, because it does make sense what you said.
That's what's up, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what I said. Because like iHeart, Spotify, Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, like all those other platforms that we're on like Pandora, all of them. They won't carry it live. Like if you want to catch it live, you have to listen on Spreaker. And I think we're going to have like some kind of social media thing with Facebook or YouTube, but I'm not sure like the quality of the audio on that and how that's going to be. So Spreaker, get the app. There's a link to that on our app, 217 Recovery. So get our app, and then you'll see it'll say live view fam. But yeah, if you want to listen straight up live, you can do it like that. But we'll do an hour, and then we'll stop it, and then we'll send it.
Yeah.
And then it'll like publish to all the rest of them.
Yep. And then we'll do the next hour, and so on and so on. Yep.
And that'll give us a little break too, because maybe I got to pee.
Right.
If
you taking you're like, it's a 20-foot microphone.
I got the wireless.
Where's the porta potties?
Yeah. So that'll be a lot of fun. And that's UFAM rallies on the 19th of May in Lansing. If you're in recovery, want to be in recovery, know somebody who's suffering, maybe you lost a loved one, come out. It's our chance to hit the Capitol building and let them know we're tired.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say I might get arrested, because that's painting a bad picture. And
No,
we're not trying to go nothing like that.
We're not going that route. That's not even. Mostly it's like celebrating being in recovery, seeing the other people that support recovery, and us being from Northern Michigan, kind of representing the recovery community from up here.
Yeah.
And obviously 217.
Yeah. And me going all over the state.
Yeah.
With the stuff I do, it's just like, yeah, it's fun. Last time I had it was 2019, and we were there. I've talked about this on previous podcasts. We had just started, and we were there, man. We had our tent set up. We did some podcasting from there, and it was interesting. But this year,
I didn't know you then.
Yeah, you didn't. You were still out there going hot, wicked hardcore.
Oh yeah.
You still had a few more months.
Yeah.
For you were like, I've had enough. Yeah. But it was fun. It was a good time. But yeah, so come out to that and bring letters with you. Write some letters. Look into the thing I was just talking about, the PIHPs. If you don't believe me, call them up, ask them. Say that you have somebody you're trying to send to treatment somewhere. And Great Lakes is where this guy was supposed to go, or he wanted to go, and that's where they wanted to send him. And Great Lakes is up in the UP. It's 3 hours from us, but it doesn't matter. I've taken people all over the state. New Baltimore. It's not a big deal. But for them to just say, oh, that's not in our network. What? What are you, Blue Cross Blue Shield? No, you're Medicaid. Yeah, they're in your network if they're in Michigan. So quit playing. And the person has the right to choose where they want to go. So, yeah, tell them, just play a little game with them. Like, hi, my son wants to do this. Oh, that's not in our network. And then just call them out on it. It's, if you go to the Medicaid provider's manual, that's the contract of the PIHPs. And you go to the behavioral health, and it's in section 2, I believe. Damn it. I used to know the exact page. It's actually, I think it is page 26, 25, 26, 27. Anyway, look for the transportation part, but it's in the behavioral health, and it'll tell you right there, boom, the transportation. And then in section 2, I know it is in section 2 for this, is that'll tell you that the person on Medicaid has the right to choose where he's going. So it's like, so this contract is, what does this mean? Ask them. They're like, well, I don't know. I'm just paid. What I'm told to say is this, that we don't. I don't know. I just want to slap people. I don't want to punch them. That's no. Will Smith said that slapping people is the best way to go.
That's what's up, you know what I'm saying?
No, don't slap people. Anyway, that's my rant on that because it was just like bam, bam, back to back. Like, and I was like, are you kidding me? And I knew that Swinbo was going to say that stuff, but
Yeah.
But for Midstate to be like, oh, you've been sober a week.
Well, that's the other thing too, is I always think about that for the people that have been incarcerated for drug related charges and then they're released, and like even addressing their issue with the treatment center is not even talked about. It's not even on the, well, that's not true. Not all the time. Sometimes it is brought to the table that that's an option for them to do. But I mean, in terms of like what's next for you after we let you out of jail, opposed to like you can do the punitive route where we lock you up for X amount of time until you've served your time here for the wrongs you've done to our state, by breaking laws, drug related charges. Or do we address what is really going on? And 9 times out of 10, probably more than 9 times out of 10, that the drug related charges are the person is a user themselves. Not all the time, but a lot of the time. And when is that brought to their attention? Like, when is that actually dealt with? This person needs help. Let's get them healthy again.
Yeah, or they can sit in there, and some people like to do that because they don't want to play the game with the state. Of I'll let you out. You'll be on probation. If you screw up, then you're right back in here again. And then it's more work. It's more time for them. Some people just say, no, just give me my 6 months, man. Let me do my year. I'm done. I don't want to mess with it. Where send them to treatment. When they get out of treatment, well, they're still on probation. So the state, you're still getting your money. Jails are still being funded. So. Yeah, what's the problem with that? And then for them to get out of jail and say, all right, I've been in jail fiending for a week and I got sentenced to, I'm now on probation, but I need to go to rehab because I need to address this. And then them say, no, because you've been sober for a week.
Mm-hmm. That's ridiculous.
Can't do it. Well, good luck. Yeah, maybe some outpatient. No. Because you go to outpatient, and here's the thing: it's great, and I went to outpatient a billion times. Do you meet people in there that aren't serious? And you meet them inpatient too. But when you leave outpatient, guess who's outside?
Right.
Hey, making you ride home? Sure, buddy. It's not always good for someone who's in that just got out of jail. I need to go somewhere away to get me more further from this drug so I can get more clean time, and then just be told no.
Right.
Nope. Do some outpatient or something. Some telehealth. It should be a requirement. Maybe this is what we bring up to lawmakers. To even work at a PIHP, you have to have had issues. They make this for a requirement for recovery coaches and stuff. They're like, oh, and some people take it that don't, which still kind of is weird. It's just like, you're a peer recovery coach? Hey, I'm not in recovery. Wait, what? Well, how are you a recovery? What? I'm confused. But some of them, you have to have had, a problem. You have to be in recovery. Mm-hmm. Our friend Justin just got a job at Catholic Human Services, and it's kind of the same way. You have to be a person in recovery. You have to have lived experience. Mm-hmm. It should be required to work at a PIHP, all positions from the top to the bottom. You have to be a person in recovery, because otherwise it's these people just playing with money and they don't know. At 5 o'clock they go home. It just doesn't make sense. And for them to require us, and they're going to pay us $13 an hour or $14, whatever they want to pay recovery coaches, it's a joke, and it's not a funny one. Those people should be getting paid good money. They're the ones out there doing the stuff, but yet you get the people that are controlling the money have no idea, no clue. Most of them, some of them might, but to have lived experience with it is something that should be required to be an employee at the going away PIHPs. And I really hope they just come up with one. If they want to have one, that's fine. I don't care. But there doesn't need to be 10 with their own little rules. Even though they have the same contract with the state that the rest of them do, they all play by their own rules. And they tell you what they're going to do and what they don't do. And that's just unacceptable. What's the point of the contract?
Right.
Stop giving them money. Give it to us. We would help more people. We could set up a phone line, get people in treatment. Nobody would be denied. We'd be like, well, build some more treatment centers. Mm-hmm. Stop building jails and build some treatment centers, please. Mm-hmm. Or how about you make half of that jail a treatment center? I'm surprised they haven't done that anyway. You know, like jails are starting to get more money too. And they're like, oh yeah, a drug program. Oh, wait, we can set up a drug court and we get how many millions of dollars? Sounds good. Let's do it. It's all about effing money. If you said, hey, do you know how much more you could get if you like split your jail and turned half of it into a rehab? Mind blown. What? Huh? But we don't, what? Oh, they change their mind real quick. They all do. To throw some zeros on into something and wait, huh? Wait, oh, that's a great idea. Let's do that. Let's jump behind it. No, because you're only jumping behind it because there's money involved. And do it for the right reasons, please. Anyway, I'm done with that. So we watched some movies. That was kind of okay.
Yeah.
I had to watch Batman like 6 times.
It's a long movie.
It's like 4 days long.
And I keep falling asleep because it's all dark. And, you know, we watch it late at night. So I can't stay awake for the whole thing.
We started at 6:45 p.m. on Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't even dark.
And then I watched like an hour and a half of it.
Yeah, I finally did finish it. So
And you fell asleep when the first time you started watching it.
days ago.
And then I fell asleep the second time. I still haven't finished it.
I fell asleep.
I'm probably maybe like an hour left.
Uh,
But I want to have a Batman marathon. And you're like, nah.
well, we can't even make it through one.
I know, but I mean, the other ones were so much better.
Were they? Well,
Yes.
see, you might as well say who your favorite Batman is.
Oh, okay. So my favorite Batman was Michael Keaton.
Some say he's the worst.
I think he's the best.
Because we were kids. He was the first one we saw. Now, we're not talking about...
But
going
Jack
back to
Nicholson was in it, so
Adam
he
West.
made it.
Yeah. I mean, those movies were totally different. And they had a comic book feel to them. Where now they're trying to turn this comic book feel into more real life.
Yeah.
Which...
Do you remember Gotham in that? I mean, it was like comic booky.
Yeah.
And Kim Basinger was in it. That was the best one.
Yeah. I don't know if it was the best one, but it's different. And then the Christian Bale ones were, and I'm not going to talk about the George Clooney or the Val Kilmer because those are.
I like the Christian Bale ones. He was good in it.
You've seen them? Mm-hmm. So you've seen the one with, oh gosh, what's his name? Heath Ledger.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was
Okay.
good.
And then Ben Affleck.
Didn't see that one. Haven't seen Ben as Batman.
He had the jawline for it, I guess. I don't really know. And then I think I got so burned and I haven't watched it anymore.
I do want to watch it though. Who's the villain in the Ben Affleck one?
Oh no,
You don't know?
I don't know. The one guy. But I was right though. In this Batman with Robert Pattinson, that is Colin Farrell
Is it?
as the Penguin.
Oh wow.
You'd be like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's some good makeup right there.
Seriously, yeah. I had no clue.
Yeah.
You said it, and I was like, eh.
You're like, how was that? And I'm even looking going, oh, because I think I heard him talk about it on the ticket. And I was like, I have to remember that. And then I'm like, wait a minute, that's somebody I'm supposed to know. And I'm
Danny
like,
DeVito was the Penguin, right? Am I right?
The Michael Keaton one?
Yeah.
Or is it Val Kilmer? Oh, Michael Keaton was in that one, right? And there's the second one.
I can't remember, but he was good. And oh man, he was real good. And they had the little penguins with the bombs on them. That was great.
Was it though? I think if
I
we
don't
went
know,
back
so
and
much
watched it
better.
now, we'd be like,
I don't know. We're gonna have to.
oh no. Well, and I'm not feeling well.
I want people to comment on what's the best Batman.
Who the
and
best
why.
Batman or what?
Well, it can be. Doesn't have to be the actual. I mean, that plays a big part of it. But what Batman movies were the best?
Yeah, let's put a little thing out on social. We'll put on our social, a little question. Take 2 seconds of your day if you're a Batman fan. My younger brother, huge Batman fan. And he used to have this little Batman mask, and he was like 2 or 3. He's running around the house, and he'd just come, like my friends would come over, and out of nowhere, they would just get punched in the face because he'd just come up out of nowhere and be like, let's play beat up. Pow, and he hit him. But then he started watching Batman, and so then he'd punch him and be like, I am Batman. And then whop.
Wow.
Sock him right in the face. My friend's like, damn, man, your little brother's ruthless. Yep.
It's his birthday tomorrow.
It is. Hopefully he has a chance to watch the new Batman. Should see what he thinks about it. I'll tell him to comment on our little poll. Hopefully he starts a charitable donation contribution thing on his Facebook.
Oh, yeah.
For 217 recovery. You can do that for your birthday. Set it for like 10 grand. See if your friends will come through. I don't know. Some people set it at 200. Some people set it at 5,000.
Anything is appreciated, though.
But it seems like 200 is like, I mean, yeah, it's better than nothing, but it's just like, man, like if people see that and you get to it real quick, do they keep giving? Or do they look at it 5 grand and go, psh, good luck with that?
Yeah.
I'm not even going to throw my $4 on that.
Right.
But yeah, if you want to do that for us, that really does help us a lot. Pays for the ink that we're going to use to print off.
Pays for the ridiculous gas prices that we have not raised. You made a good point of that the other day. I didn't even think about that. That you haven't raised the transportation prices.
No, I just tell people they're not in our network.
Stop it.
You can only go to treatment in the city if you live in the city.
If you can push the car there.
Yeah, we're not taking anybody to New Baltimore anymore or Alpena because, it's not our network, bro. Oh, no, but we still want you to give us all the money, though.
You said you were done.
All right, I'm done. I was just being an a-hole there. No, we take people everywhere. That's
I know
what
we do. They know we do.
So the Batman, though, on a 1 to 5, 5 being the best, I give it a 2.
Yeah, I'm not even there yet.
No, I can't wait till you finish it. Ugh.
Probably
you keep
1.
saying you want to finish it. I'm like, oh no.
It's okay if we don't.
No, we will. And
okay.
You're going to be like, why did I want to finish? Why didn't you tell me, honey? And I'm like, I did. No, you're into another movie too, though.
It's a series.
What is it?
The Flight Attendant.
Yes.
It's great.
Yeah. I mean, and this is on, they're both, that and Batman's on HBO Max. And I guess season 2 was just released. So we hit play and it was on season 1. And I started watching it as you were asleep. And I woke up after Batman or whatever, one of those times. I'm like, oh, let me watch this show. And I'm like, oh, all right. It's kind of cute. And I know you love shows with lots of sex and stuff in it. And so
God.
I was like, I was just going to love this one. And I was like, it's interesting, I guess. And so I stopped it and I waited for you and we've caught up. And yeah, that's, and I don't want to say I wonder if it's written by a woman.
Probably.
Okay.
I think it's written by a man. But there's a lot of, the girl has a way huge alcohol problem.
Yeah.
And
but the writer doesn't know about it.
No, they're just they have that be written in that she has a problem and that she has this trauma from her childhood and what have you. But like they're let's see, the details about how she drinks and how much she drinks and how she's acting and the timelines and things like that don't match up. But probably only people that are familiar with alcoholism firsthand would be able to recognize those flaws in the writings.
Go to a bar and have 12 drinks and leave the same way you walked in.
Yeah, it's pretty unrealistic. But you know what? It's kind of, you have to just chalk it up to it's just a movie, just a show.
Yeah.
But they have that be such a big piece of it that you would think that they would be a little bit more on top of it. But then, I don't know. It's still entertaining. It's entertaining. Let's say that. And from what I understand, and I don't know for sure, is this girl ends up addressing her issues. So that's I'm looking forward to that.
That's what it says in the season 2. It's like she stops newly sober or something, and then we're watching season 1. You're like, when is this sober stuff coming in? I'm like,
exactly.
Well, I think season 2.
Because you read it to me and you're like, she's a flight attendant, and does it say newly sober? Okay. And I didn't see it said season 2. So I'm watching it and all I'm seeing is her getting drunk like over and over and over. And I'm like, hey, honey, didn't you say something about it, her being sober?
That's the new season. Yeah.
So,
but yeah. And she's kind of cute. She's kind of weird. She looks like somebody and I don't know who.
Well, she's Penny from The Big Bang Theory. You didn't know that?
No, I've never watched that show.
Oh.
But I mean, I probably have caught it on.
She's also in the Progressive commercials.
Flo? No. Yeah, that's where I've seen her from. It's the Progressive commercials.
Yeah.
That makes sense now. But yeah,
she's also she's actually the Alexa voice of the one movie. Oh, that just went on. Of the movie, The Interview.
Franco?
Yeah. James Franco and Seth Rogen. And she is the voice of, and he says her name and he's like, do you have, and then whatever the actress's name is, as your voiceover for your Alexa?
Are you thinking of the one with James Franco and the guy from Breaking Bad? Just not him or whatever? Because he's
yeah, that's it.
Okay.
That's
it.
it.
Was like interview. That was like a lot. I was thinking it was before Alexa came out.
I knew it was James Franco, so that's my fault.
Sorry.
Too many movies. We watched too many movies.
Yeah. But yeah, I would say be careful with that one because, just for a lot of people having the triggers or something, maybe that could be something they might not want to get into right away. But hey, if you're comfortable with it, our drugs are out there. It's up to you to do what's best for you and not watch those kind of movies. I know John Wick for me was a movie that I used to drink and watch over and over, and I didn't want to watch John Wick at all for a while. And then some guys in the house had never seen it, so I ended up, buying it and then having them watch it or whatever. I can't remember, but yeah, I was nervous about that one because I didn't want that to bring back those memories of me just sitting there getting drunk, going, "Yeah, this is great."
Right. Her name is Kaylee Cuoco.
What? Cuoco. Yeah, and she slept with like hundreds of guys or whatever.
In the
first opening scene.
Yeah, she's quite the risque.
Yeah, if I was dating or married to a flight attendant, I'd be like, "Honey, what is going on? This is what happens."
Yeah.
I wonder how many people will be flight attendants now. I'm like, wait, I can go to work drunk?
Yeah, I know. That's the other thing too. I was like, this is ridiculous. Like, no, this would never be able to happen.
I looked up how much flight attendants made in Michigan. It said starting out anywhere from, I think it was like 35 grand to 48 grand. But by the time they're done with their career, they're making 6 figs. Mm-hmm. And
I don't know in how that works time wise, like work hours. I had a really good friend when I was growing up, and her mom was a flight attendant for United, and she would go away for like 3 days and then not go to work for another week and a half.
I would take that. Maybe I could be a flight attendant. I don't think I would handle it. I would be fired pretty quickly.
I mean, probably. I couldn't do it. I wouldn't be able to do it.
I'd be just shutting babies up. That'd be like my job. I'd be like, here, just wrap this around the face.
It's a pretty glamorous job, it looks like, but
yeah, I mean, every job has its ups and downs, but it would be kind of cool, but it would get old after a while. Mm-hmm. It's like everything else, getting on a plane. Hey, you're going to go to Ireland today. Oh, geez, another international flight. Damn it. And then it says that some of the airlines, all the airlines pretty much pay for your hotel stays, and because they got it worked out with hotels and stuff, and you can't really pick your hotel. They're just like, boom, here's where you're going, and here's where you stay. But some of them will give you money for food, and some of them won't. Well, you pack a lunch, or you're on your own, which could be kind of expensive too, especially if you're in different cities. But if you're going across the world, it seemed like it'd be fun. But then again, it seems like it'd be old. You're like, damn it. It depends if you have a family. If you're single, I think it'd be all right. But
right,
you can just bang away like she does in the show on HBO Max. What's it called again? Flight Attendant?
The Flight Attendant.
Yeah. And check it out. Guys, if you're listening, you're like, all right, watch it with your girl. but she'll like it, and then you're stuck with it. So that's just my warning to you.
It is. It's one of those ones where you just kind of want to binge watch it.
Yep, and she'll want to do that. And, well, I'm not feeling that well. There's like some sinus stuff going on, so I'm just like laying on the couch, and it's very easy. Like close my eyes and off to
La La Land.
And I wake up, and then there's dinner. Like food just shows up on the coffee table next to me on the couch. I'm like, wow, this is okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Batman, for me, not so much. 2 out of 5 is what I give it.
Yeah.
Rather not watch it again, but maybe I'm going to watch the second half again for the 4th time, 3rd time. Mm-hmm. And then, I already kind of gave my opinion on the Flight Attendant. You know, I don't really want to rank that as far as stars go, because that's just a series, and it's not bad. I've seen a lot worse, that's for sure. And just be careful, guys, because she's going to want to watch it. Mm-hmm. Just have something else to do, maybe, and you can just leave her alone in there and go make T-shirts or print clocks or little 217 coasters or whatever. I'm just saying, whatever you're doing, go make some videos.
It's a good. I like it. I recommend it.
Yeah, assume not worse, but yeah. So thanks. Share this with your friends, especially the stuff I was saying earlier about the PIHPs. If you're in recovery, know someone who is. Maybe you've lost a loved one, and you're in Michigan, especially. You know, I don't know how it works in other states, but that's something I hope other states don't have a problem with. If they do, it's got to change. Mm-hmm. And today, I'm not saying, we'll get to that in a couple months. No. And stay on these people. I mean, I'm firing off emails all the time. Mm-hmm. And they think that I'm just going to give up. Oh, they're so cute.
What did Laura say? Andy Dufresne their ass?
Yep. It's what you got to do.
Yeah.
And I will. And I kind of don't want to bother Governor Whitmer with it all before she's got packing and shit to do, you know, get all of her stuff out of all of her little Michigan governor houses before she gets the boot. So I don't really want to mess with her, but I will if I have to, but I just kind of, I don't know, whatever. I'm not getting into that right now. Mm-hmm. But the 19th, Lansing, we're going to be there.
We're going to be there.
Yep. I'm going to have letters. And I'll say, what I should do is just print out all my emails. Here you go. Here you go. This, yep. Mm-hmm, yep. Here you go. Here you go. Here you go. Now let's go find those
have a
people.
petition.
Saying what? Fire everybody?
I don't know. It's your thing.
Yeah. Well, maybe I'll talk to Scott Massey.
Just get signatures for supporting.
Yeah. You know what? I will. Let me make a note of that right now.
You're welcome, honey.
We'll get a hold of Scott. Scott's the guy who organizes it, and he's also, I think, on the board or works for Skywood Recovery. Mm-hmm. And we're big fans of theirs. They're big fans of ours. We've done rides for them before as well.
Yeah,
that's a little lot different actually because it's private insurance. But you know, when dealing with Medicaid, it's something that, you know, Scott, he would probably send me in the right direction with that. But yeah, thanks for listening. 217recovery.com, more info, list for the PIHPs. Oh, want to see our team? Check out Tyrone, check out Justin. I got videos of them I'm going to be posting probably tomorrow. Mm-hmm. So it depends when you're listening to this. If you're listening to this on the 24th of April, it's probably almost posted because we're going to church in the morning and we got stuff to do. Mm-hmm. Big shout out, since it is shout out Thursday, to Jill, to Tammy, to Randy. And I'm sorry, I called it Freedom Reform. It's Faith Reform Church. Mm-hmm. But he forgives me. Mm-hmm. And shout out to my man Brooks. That's all the shout outs I got because we missed Thursday. So.
Oh, yeah. Because I was like, no, it's not Thursday, but it's okay.
Shout out to Marnie for being back.
Shout out to Chris. Shout out to Callie. Callie had her 9 months the other day.
Hey.
Yeah. Shout out to Samantha. Shout out to Summer. Shout out to Laura. Shout out to Rachel. And shout out to all the new peeps that have been coming into recovery housing lately that are really giving it a good go and staying on track. You know who you are.
You better be listening to this podcast. I'm going to shout out to Jesus right quick, too. Jesus,
Yeah,
thank
always.
you for everything. Appreciate
Always.
it. Cool.
All right.
Until we talk on the mic next time.
Good night, everybody.
Hasta luego.
Thanks for listening to the 217 Recovery Podcast. For more episodes plus bonus features, download the 217 Recovery app and support recovery by rating us in the App Store.